Well, breaking updates now coming in. Afghanistan government has extended condolences for the protesters killed by Pakistani forces in the action in Pakistan's Punjab province. The statement reads, and I quote, the Tehreek-e-Labbaik party initiated protest sit-ins aiming to extend their demonstrations to Islamabad and conduct protests in accordance with the country's law. However, the Pakistan military opened fire and attacked the protesters, resulting in significant loss of lives and property damage to civilians. The Afghan government has urged the Pakistani government and authorities to refrain from further violence, emphasizing the need to resolve the issue through dialogue. Well, joining us now live is Mariam Wardak, social activist. Mariam, what do you make of this Afghan statement that has been released on, of course, the lives lost due to this border conflict?
I think the conflict has initiated far before all of this. We have to reflect on the investigations and what possibly remains, the responsibility for the previous strikes and the casualties and damages that have been done now. And we have to look at the possible motivations and context. I mean, when you look at statements, statements are just diplomatic words, but we have to really look at the threat levels, the diplomatic stress that comes with this, the mistrust and accusation that's being harboring between the two nations, and what it actually is signaling.
Absolutely. The border crossings, of course, for trade are also shut as we speak. I think that closure has now gone into a second day. Do you believe that will continue for now?
I think it might continue, and I feel very uncomfortable about the risks, the downsides, and the possible fallout. Um, I mean, the escalation that could emerge from this, the public perception in Afghanistan, the international pushbacks, and the operational risk, not only to talk about the regional dynamics due to this.
Yes, Mariam, also, we're seeing international response continue to come in. Saudi Arabia, of course, being the latest to urge both countries to exercise restraint. What do you make of the global response so far to this border conflict?
Well, I think it's extremely important to exercise restraint. I mean, we are neighboring countries, and we have to move going forward. What are our actions? Are we going to continue to tighter the border security and mobilize along the Duran line, or are there going to be possible diplomatic negotiations? Are there negotiations happening? Are there going to be a track two taking place? Because I think that it's essential, as it used to take place in the the democratic regime. And what are going to be the behaviors of certain actors that are unofficial on both sides of the countries, and more so what the public statements from both governments are going to initiate after. And the risks of insurgents and militant groups use also has to be discussed very openly and organically. And we have to learn from the mistakes that we had in the democratic government if the Afghan government wants to be taken seriously moving forward, and also for the two nations. I mean, we are dependent of each other, and I think that this type of behavior should not be going forward.
Right. Also, Mariam, of course, as far as now the the fighting is concerned and the loss of lives as well. What are the latest reports you are getting as far as the figures from on ground? What are you hearing through your reports, through your conversations?
Well, I think that what you just highlighted earlier is not what we are seeing on the ground, especially what I'm receiving from Afghanistan. And we have to really take a step on what is being focused. We are seeing a lot of communication regarding the presence of extremist groups that has been linked, let's say, with the country in Pakistan and in Afghanistan. And that's being highlighted. Well, what else is being highlighted? What state intelligent ties have, and more so, especially now with the double game accusations. This country's civilization is already distraught and not doing as well. So these type of actions and behaviors really inflame negative feelings towards the average civilian, towards our neighboring country, which is not what we want at the moment. And then you also have our other extended neighbor who's also acting in a very benevolent, generous way now, especially with our foreign minister who've taken a visit to India. So there's so many things that are being played, and I think that Afghanistan, Pakistan needs to really align their visions and views, and these type of suffrages that has been taking place on both sides of the countries have to be sidelined, and we have to move forward on how we are going to be able to live amongst each other in one of the most dangerous regions there is.
Yes. Okay. Well, appreciate you joining us, Mariam, with your perspective on this.